So let's understand this problem. A bullet with mass zero point 0.1 kg and the block with mass 5 kg. The length of this rope is 2 meter and the bullet is moving with the initial velocity of 100 meter per second. It hits the block. The block and the bullet stick together and they move from this mean position to the extreme position of this pendulum. We need to find this angle theta that the pendulum swings up to. So we going to use the concept of conservation of momentum. You're going to find the initial momentum of both the bodies. So the initial momentum of the bullet is going to be the mass times velocity, which is 100, and the mass of the block, which is 5, but it is at rest, so it's going to be 0. So the initial momentum is 1 kg meter per second. By the conservation of momentum, the initial momentum is equal to final momentum, or we say the total momentum before collision is equal to the total momentum after collision. Since we know that it's an inelastic collision, so because the bullets and they move with a common velocity, so it's 1 is equal to the sum of both the masses, which is 5 plus 0.01 and times the velocity, which we have to find its initial velocity we need to find, okay, with which it swings. So the initial velocity is 5.1 divided by 5.01, which is approximately, I think, which is 0.1996 meter per second. Now it moves with this velocity and goes to the extreme position. We are going to now focus on the energy after momentum. Now we're going to focus on the energy, and we know the conservation of energy, and the mechanical energy, the total energy is equal to potential energy plus, which is mgh. The potential energy, the total energy of the body is mgh plus the kinetic energy, which is half m square of the velocity. So initially when it's at the mean position, its velocity is zero. Its initial potential energy is zero, and the kinetic energy is half. The mass is 5.01 times square of the velocity, which is 0.1996 square. And when it reaches to this extreme position, its kinetic energy is zero, but the potential energy is m, mass, which is 5.01, g, which is 9.8, times h, the height, and the kinetic energy is zero. So this is the height of the center of the block from the ground. So from here we can find h. So it's going to be, we need to find, so the h is going to be 0.002 meter. So after the calculation, the h is going to be 0.002 meter. And now we are going to find the angle with which it swings up to. To find the angle, let's focus on this triangle and the height of the triangle, which is, so this one. So this is if the length of the rope is 2 meter, it's going to be 2 cos theta. And if we want to find the h, we need to divide. We need to subtract this the length of rope, which is 2 minus this 2 cos theta. So h is going to be 2 minus 2 cos theta. This is 0.02. So here theta is going to be 2.56 degrees. If you solve it, the equation, you're going to get theta, which is equal to 0.56 degrees. Hope it helps.